Hey everybody, how's it going? So director Michael Doughtery, who directed Godzilla King of the Monsters, went on a Twitter sharing spree with concept art images, both images we've seen before and new ones from Godzilla King of the Monsters, with each one of them, kind of to organize it a little bit since there's a lot to talk about for each kind of grouping of them. Now, for Ghidorah, I think it's really cool because for Ghidorah and also for Rodan's as well, and Mothra's, not really Godzilla's because the design doesn't change all that much, between the first movie and this one. But for characters like Ghidorah, you can really get a good sense of the various designs they were kind of going for. Now, with the image that kind of shows Ghidorah's three heads bursting out of, Antarctica and the ice and all that stuff, one thing I really noticed was the different designs that were put for each head. And the reason I find this so interesting is because Michael Doughtery has said before in multiple interviews that each head has its own personality, its own level of cognitive thinking and functioning as a whole, with the central head being basically the main head that kind of directs the others. So I do find it really interesting that not only does each head internally, they're different and stuff like that, but visually they were also playing more and more with more drastic ways of showing that each head's different and not just, three heads that are exactly the same. Another image shows Ghidorah kind of spreading its wings out, releasing electricity, and I thought this was really interesting because we know this version of Ghidorah, more so than others, has a very bioelectrical nature to him. And I thought it was interesting because in the final version of the film, Ghidorah's electricity, electrical manipulation, whatever you want to call it, was more so through its wings, the wings kind of conducting electrical currents, not from its body itself emitting electrical energy. So I thought this concept art was really interesting, maybe a different take with his abilities at one point in the production process. And then going on to another piece of concept art, not too exciting, but it's just another look at Ghidorah trapped in the ice before he was eventually released by Monarch and the global eco-terrorists as a whole in the first part of the film. And then of course we get a really great look at Ghidorah kind of again, just showing us a different stylistic take of Ghidorah with his designs. The three heads aren't as drastically different in this one, but it shows yet again Ghidorah right after he was released from the Antarctic ice, kind of just wreaking havoc all across everything. But this version of Ghidorah has more of like a bearded look, so there's a lot more hair on Ghidorah's face, things like that. And also even going to the wings have a more, not feathery look per se, but definitely more feathery than the final version we got of Ghidorah, which had more of like the bat-like kind of wings. All things considered, this is actually pretty cool concept art. I love it, and we're going to end off the video here with some really cool concept art showing Ghidorah versus Godzilla, and you can see Ghidorah in the background surrounded by the storms that he's just producing due to his just effects on the environment. And also it's a really great way of seeing the size of Ghidorah versus Godzilla, and you can see Godzilla and Ghidorah both, even in the water, they're just massive fighting each other. So all things considered, this concept art is fantastic. I'm really happy Michael Doughtery released it so we could all see it. Leave your comments down below which concept art is your favorite and why, and we'll see you guys later.